Good morning, class. Our today's topic is biological classification. Today we are going to study about the biological classification part 1, having Monerians and Protestians. So before going to study the classification, we have to know some classification history. The earliest classification was done by the Aristotle, and he used simple morphological character to classify the plant into tree, shrub and herb. And he also divided animals into groups, those who possessed the red blood and those who did not. Means there are only two kingdom system, one is the plant and another is the animal. So the Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus classified the living world in the two kingdom after the Aristotle, Plantae and Animalia. The system was used till very recently. The system does not actually distinguish between the eukaryote and prokaryote. This is the problem of this classification system, that the system is not going to divide or distinguish the features of the eukaryotic and prokaryotic, unicellular and multicellular, and as well as sometimes some photosynthetic green algae and non-photosynthetic fungi organisms are not going to place in the plant or in the animal. So Whitaker has taken the five kingdom of classification. This five kingdom classification given by the R.H. Whitaker in 1969, and he proposed a five kingdom system classification. The kingdoms defined by him were named Moneria, means Monerians or Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. The main criteria for classification used by him, by R.H. Whitaker, that include the cell structure. The basis of the classification were the cell structure, the thallus organization, what is the thallus organization of that particular organism, and mode of nutrition, saprotrophic, heterotrophic, autotrophic, what kind of the nature, and the reproduction, and as well as the phylogenetic relationship between these animals. So these are the basis of the classification. All prokaryotic organisms were grouped together under the kingdom Monera. Means the first kingdom Monera have all prokaryotic organisms. So all prokaryotic organisms are going to be placed in the kingdom Monera. And in the second next kingdom, that is the Protista, all unicellular eukaryotic organisms, means the organisms are eukaryotic, having the true nucleus. The nucleus are enclosed in a nuclear membrane are known as the eukaryotic. Eu means true, karyotic means nucleus. True nucleus animal organisms whose the cell body organization is unicellular, they are placed in the kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista has brought together, just like an Chlamydomonas, it is an algae, chlorella, it is also a space algae, which were earlier placed in the algae within the plant, and both having the cell wall with paramecium or amoeba also, and which were earlier placed in the animal kingdoms which lack the cell wall. It has put together organisms with in earlier classification were placed in the different kingdoms, but now they are going to placed in the Protestians. So living world is classified into the five main kingdom. One is the Monera, second is the Protista, third one is the fungus or fungi. Entire fungus are coming under this kingdom, and fourth one is the all plants or green plants, autotrophic plants, Plantae, and fifth one is the Animalia or the animals. Now come to the kingdom Monera. We are going to study in details that bacteria mainly comprise of the kingdom Monera. Means all the bacteria, either ancient bacteria or modern bacteria, all the group of bacteria are mainly comprises of the kingdom Monera. So they are the most abundant microorganisms. We know that they live in the extreme habitat. Habitat means the natural home. So bacteria can survive in the extreme habitats such as hot spring, desert also, snow and deep oceans. Many of them live in or on the other organisms as a parasite in the gut of the human being also. So bacteria are grouped under the four categories based on their shape and spherical shape and size. Shape and spherical coccus. One is the spherical, second is the rod shape bacillus, third one is the comma shape vibrillium, and the spiral spirillum. These are the shape of the bacteria. So on the basis of the shape, bacteria is going to characterize in the four categories. Some of the bacteria are autotrophic in nature, means they can prepare their food. They synthesize their own food from the inorganic substrates. They may be photosynthetic, autotrophic, or sometimes chemosynthetic autotrophs, means they are going to obtain their food from the degradation of breakdown of the some chemical molecules. The vast major variety of bacteria are heterotrophs. But mostly the bacteria are heterotrophic in nature. They do not synthesize their own food but depend on other organism or sometimes on the dead organic matter for their food. The group of bacteria, number one is the archaebacteria. Archaebacteria actually the bacteria that can live in the mostly harsh habitat, means they are found in the extreme salty area. If it is found in the extreme salty area where there are so many a very high amount of salt in that area, and known as the halophiles. Sometimes they are found in the hot spring thermoacidophiles, and sometimes it is found in the marshy area, for example methanogens group. The archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in having a different cell wall because it is found in the very harsh habitat, so it have a different cell wall structure, and this feature is responsible for the survival in the extreme condition. Methanogens bacteria are present in the gut of the several ruminant animal. The ruminant animals means they have the compound stomach such as cows and buffaloes, and they are responsible for the production of the methane. We can say it is a biogas from the dung of these animals. We are going to prepare nowadays the methane gas. Methane is also known as the biogas from the dung of the domesticated animal. Second group of the bacteria is known as the true bacteria or eubacteria. Eubacteria means the true bacteria. There are thousands of different eubacteria or true bacteria, thousands of the bacteria, and they are characterized by the presence of a rigid cell wall, and if it is motile or movement, the flagella is present. Flagella is the locomotory organ. Some of these organisms can fix atmospheric nitrogen by the specialized cell present in its structure is known as the hetocyst. Hetocyst is present in the atmospheric fixation eubacteria. Example Nostoc annabina known as the blue-green algae also. So they play a very great role in recycling the nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur. Heterotrophic bacteria are the most abundant in the nature. The majority are important decomposer because they can decompose the different organic materials into a simple form. Many of them have a significant impact on the human affair also. So they are helpful in making the curd from the milk, you know that, the production of antibiotics from this bacteria, fixation nitrogen in the legume plant, legume means pea plant. Some are pathogens causing damage to the human being also. Its crop, farmyard animals and pets also, or many diseases that is going to caused by these bacteria are cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus canker. Citrus canker is the disease of the citrus fruit, as well as the disease caused by the different bacteria. So bacteria growth mainly by the fission, means the reproduction is mainly by the fission method, and sometimes under unfavorable conditions. If the condition is not favorable for the bacteria, they produce the spores also. They are reproduced by a sexual mode of reproduction by adapting a primitive type of the DNA. A primitive type of DNA is present in a bacterial cell, and this DNA is going to transfer from one bacterial cell to the another bacterial cell. It is known as the sexual mode of reproduction in case of the bacteria. Look at the picture, the cell dividing of bacteria. Fission method. Fission method is outer covering the cell wall, cell membrane is there. Some DNA is the genetic materials, and bacteria, one single bacteria is going to divide into the two bacterium cells. Sometimes a very small organism named the mycoplasma. It is also known as the PPLO. Pleuropneumono-like organism, PPLO or mycoplasma. That organism that completely lack a cell wall. No cell wall is there, and they are the smallest living cell known and can survive without the oxygen. No need of oxygen. Many mycoplasmas are pathogenic in animals and plant. So may cause the disease in the plant and animal. The second kingdom is known as the kingdom Protista. Earlier we told that in kingdom Protista, all unicellular eukaryotic organisms are coming in this group. All single cell eukaryotics are placed under the Protistians. The members of Protistas are primarily aquatic, means mostly they are all found in the water. The kingdom form a link with the other dealing with the plants, animals and fungi also. Being eukaryotes, the Protistian cell body contains a well-defined nucleus and other membrane bond organelles, which is not found in the prokaryotic cell. Protistas reproduce asexually and sexually by the process of involving the cell fusion or sometimes the zygote formation. So, Protista on the basis of all these characters is again divided into the 5 group. One is the chrysophytes, second is the dinoflagellates, third one is the protozoans, fourth one is the slime molds, and fifth one is the euglenoids. These are the 5 very common groups. Now come to the chrysophytes. What are the chrysophytes? This group include the diatoms. Diatoms, 2 atoms are combined together, and it is also known as the golden algae or desmite. They are found in the fresh water as well as in the marine environment also. They are microscopic and can float passively in the water current, so that they are known as the plankton. Plankton is the mostly used in the photosynthesis process in the oceans. Plankton. So these are the planktons, 2 planktons, Pinunaria and Tricetum. These 2 are the golden algae or the desmite or diatoms, chrysophytes. Second group is known as the dinoflagellates, means 2 flagella is there, 2 flagella. These organisms are mostly marine and photosynthetic in nature. They appear sometimes yellow, green, brown, blue or sometimes red, depending upon the main pigment present in their cell. What is the color of that pigments? So the cell wall has a very stiff cellulose plates, and on the outer surface most of them have 2 flagella mostly, that why it is known as the dinoflagellates. Very often red dinoflagellates example is known as the Gonalax. Undergo such rapid multiplications, they are make in the sea appear like red. Sometimes this dinoflagellates, due to this dinoflagellates appearance, sometimes sea looks in the red color, red tides. And the toxin released by such number of dinoflagellates may even kill other marine animals, mostly like fishes. So it is found very difficult to survive the fishes where these tides, red tides, are available in the water. Third one is the euglenoids. One very important example is known as the euglena. So euglenoids are the freshwater organism that is found in the stagnant water, not in the running water. Instead of a cell wall, they have a protein. instead of a cell wall. That protein rich layer is called the pellicle. Pellicle is the outer covering which make the body flexible. Though they are photosynthetic in presence of light, sunlight, when deprived of sunlight, they behave like an heterotrophs. So the Euglena behave like a autotroph and heterotroph both. And when it is heterotrophs, then it feed on the by predating on the some other smaller organism present in the water. And interestingly, the pigment of euglenites are identical to those pigment in the higher plants for the purpose of the photosynthesis. Example, one very important example is known as the Euglena. Next group is the protozoans. So all protozoans are heterotrophic in nature and live as a predator or parasites. So protozoans are always either predators or parasites. They are believed to be a primitive relative of the animals. Protozoans means first coming animals on the earth. So it is believed that they are the primitive relative of the animals, and they have the four major group of the protozoans. First one is the amoeboid protozoan. Amoeboid protozoans, these organisms live in the fresh water, sea water, or sometime in the moist soil. They move and capture their prey by putting out false feet named the pseudopodia, as in the amoeba. Some of them, such as entamoeba, are the parasite. Entamoeba histolytica is also known as the parasite which causes the dysentery in the human being. And one another is the entamoeba coli. It is lived in the colon region. Entamoeba gingivalis, responsible for the pyorrhea in the tooth. So these are known as the parasites. And the second group is known as the flagellates protozoans. The member of this group are either free living or parasite sometimes, because it is the flagellate protozoans. They have flagella. The parasitic forms cause the disease such as the sleeping sickness. A very important disease found in the African continents, and the causal organism is known as the Trypanosoma gambiensis. So Trypanosoma gambiensis is known as the flagellate protozoans, and it lived on a fly named the tsetse fly. When this fly bite the human being, there is a disease named the sleeping sickness in the human being. So trypanosoma, look at the picture, amoeba and the trypanosoma. Trypanosoma is the very common example of the flagellate protozoan. Next is the ciliated protozoan, means the cilia is there, locomotory organ is the cilia. These are aquatic, mostly active moving organism because the presence of the thousands of the cilia, hair-like projections. They have a cavity named the gullet that open to the outside of the cell wall surface. Example, very common example is the paramecium. Paramecium is the example of the ciliated protozoan. Next group is known as the sporozoans, means the animals having the spores, spore-like animals. And it includes the diverse organisms that have an infectious spore-like stage, means in the life cycle of this sporozoans, the infectious stage is known as the spore. The spore-like stage is present. The most notorious organism is known as the Plasmodium vivax or malarial parasite, which cause the malaria and which have a struggling effect on the human population also. So malarial parasite is found on the female Anopheles mosquito. When mosquito bite, it may be going into the create the disease in the human being. So sporozoans, malarial parasites. This is all about the today's, and in the second part we will discuss about the fungi, plantae and animalia. So thank you and have a nice day.